Thank you for joining me for a Pocketbook Library. I'm absolutely delighted to introduce you to Kristin Kozlowski. If you're familiar with my channel, you will have already met Kristin with her beautiful book, Like a Compass in Her Bones, and in the book club. That was it. My brain wasn't giving me what I wanted to say. So, Pocketbook Library are a series of personal and spiritual self-help development books, and they're by multiple authors, and they're very, very inexpensive. And the idea is that you can build a library of tools. And so I'm going to just briefly go through the ones in the book, in the Pocket Library already. We have several more in process. We have I Am, which is a very simple book that helps you understand who you are, renew. So if you've been in trouble and you've lost your way, it's to renew that vigor that you had before. The wonderful book by my friend Gavin Botel, Tapping for Emotional Freedom. And this is an extraordinarily strong book. This is a fabulous book for, it's called Stop Thinking, Start Learning. And it's great for homeschoolers and educators alike. And it's really some very simple tools to help you teach your children. The fifth book is The Elemental Wisdom by the wonderful Catherine Mahoney, which is a gorgeous book, Kristin, isn't it? Absolutely lovely book, which I'm really enjoying. And then, Kristin, your superb book. It's literally just arrived. And if you were on Facebook, you would have seen me doing a promo video before Kristin got online. So, Kristin, I'm going to just ask you to tell people, I just get very close with it. Look at this. So Kristin's done this beautiful artwork. And here, I can't read back to front. What does that say?
Growing and healing with the help of your spirit animals.
So here we have the Spirit Animal Challenge by you. It's lovely, absolutely lovely. So Kristin, tell us a little bit about this book and why you wrote it. And I'm delighted it's in the Pocket Library, thrilled to bits.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it's been quite a journey. So I live in the States, and I have a metaphysical spot outside of Chicago. And I specialize, so I've been a massage therapist for 20 years. I've been a Reiki practitioner for 18. So I've worked in the energy field for a long time. And I specialize in speaking with angels and spirit animals. So if you come to me in my practice, that's kind of some of the entities that we deal with. And when you approached me and said, any interest in writing a book for the Pocket Book Library, I often say, like, I've been a writer for a long time. I've been publishing since 2017. And I often think that I call myself a mailbox for spirit. You know, when I'm thinking of something, I feel like sometimes the mailbox just opens and spirit just throws an idea in, like a postcard. Like, you know, when you're working on a book, it might be an idea for a plot point, or just an idea for a story in general. I don't, some come from me, physically come from me, and then others just get dropped into my head. And when you asked about the Pocketbook Library, it felt like the door opened and spirit was just like, spirit animals, that is what you need to go with for this. So I just thought, okay, all right, let me go with this. I've worked with spirit animals for quite a few years, and let's see what they have to say. And I really thought, okay, if I'm going to write a book about spirit animals, what would that look like? And I thought that maybe I would go through my past clients and see what messages animals had spoken, and see what kind of patterns there were. And spirit was immediately like, no, that's not what's going to happen, Kristin. I've now given you this idea. Let me tell you how to accomplish this. And spirit said, you'll go into meditation and you'll just ask which animal wants to be in this specifically, in this book specifically, and what do they want said to the world today. And I said, okay, I can do that. So I would go into meditation, and I would just, with the intention, there's a place I go in meditation where I speak to spirit animals. So I would go to that place and I would say, I'm writing this book. It didn't have a title at the moment, at the time. I just said, I'm writing this book about spirit animals. If you have a message that you want included, please come forth and talk to me and tell me what message that is. And so they just started lining up, and some days I would talk to 2 animals, and some days I might talk to 5. And animals, in my experience, spirit animals are very quick. They come for one purpose. They have sort of a singular focus. So they kind of, I say they get in, they get out real quick. Other entities, angels, might be a little more chatty. They might deal with more aspects of your life, but spirit animals tend to be fairly singular in their message, and they kind of come in and they say, this is what I'm helping this person with, when I deal with them in my practice. And so it was very much similar. When I was going into meditation, they would come in and they would give me a message, this is what I want the world to know. And I would say, okay. And then they'd kind of just, once I got their message right, and they were, sure that that was the message that they wanted, they would just kind of, they would saunter off. They would, excuse themselves, and it would be very nice and fluid. And we kind of just went through that process until 36 animals ended up presenting themselves. And that was just sort of a very, beautiful number, a very divine number. 3 and 6 equal 9. And I just think that's just such a beautiful number. And so, yeah, we just did that. So I had these animals, I had these messages. And when I was kind of in that, that really slow, concentrated space of meditation, they just said, now you need to teach people how to use these messages, right? So you create a challenge, so people can start to incorporate them into their lives. Now, not everybody needs to meet these challenges or even use the challenges, but some people really want that sort of guiding post. Like,
Absolutely.
okay, I do feel the energy of this animal around me, but what does that mean, right? What does this message mean? Some people need a little more guidance. Some people just need a little more guidance, right? And so that's where the challenges come in. If you're somebody who just wants to connect with the spirit animal, you can just do that. But if you want that little extra step, how do I bring the energy of this animal into my life? The challenges are how you do that. And that wasn't spoken so much by the animals. That was more a collaboration with spirit. When I sat down, looked at that animal, looked at that message, and then started writing, that was a little bit more what I'm used to when I write, a little more collaboration between me and spirit, until we got the whole thing. So we got the whole thing done. So 36 beautiful animals.
And they are. I just absolutely love them. Will you talk to me about my spirit animal, which is the lioness?
Oh, sure. Yes. So, and those were illustrated by me as well. Yeah, those are watercolors with pen. Why Spirit wanted me to work with watercolors, I don't know, because I generally don't. But I think he just wanted a little color to the book, I think, perhaps. But yes, the lioness is all about building a family, building a community. And family is not necessarily, DNA or blood, right? Family, you can choose family, you can not choose your blood family too, right? But the lioness is about, building a family, and that's an action verb. That's not just sitting there waiting for people to come. That's an actual action. So I'll read you the challenge. So lioness is building your family is important. The challenge. The word building is a verb. It requires action. The lioness is here to remind you that building a family is an essential part of your journey. The family that you build can be comprised of those who share your DNA, or those who share your ideals and values, or both. Building this family will take work. It will take time and energy, and yet it will be worth it. You will find happiness here. Reach out to one person today who you think of as family. Ask Lioness to guide you in choosing this person. Create a connection to let them know that you are here for them. You may just be the person they needed to hear from today. And that's just, a little challenge. Who can you reach out to today to start this process, right? And then tomorrow and a month from now, right? Lioness is all about family. And I do feel like that suits you very well, Susie. When you said
Thank you.
lioness is my spirit animal, I thought, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense with the path that you've been on recently, these last few years, right?
And it's interesting because if you think about family, I mean, the pocketbook library authors are a tribe of people that are like-minded, all very diverse, come from different attitudes, different cultures, but we're a family. So, you know, people never need to feel alone because there are always people out there. And we're international families now, aren't we? I mean, I don't know how many thousand miles away from each other we are, and we might never meet in this physical world. It's highly likely we won't meet in this physical world. Who knows? You know, but there's a deep, wonderful connection. And you know, the way that I might read this, I was thinking that, you know, sometimes I might just like pick my book up or pick another book up and just go, oh, it's hippopotamus today. So, and so that you could dip in and out and say, well, what does the hippopotamus got to say to me today? So can I read it?
Absolutely. Yeah, go
How have
ahead.
you been hiding yourself? I think it's a very cheeky hippopotamus. Perhaps there is a situation in which you have been hesitant to speak up or take action. Now is the time to show yourself. Speak up, take action. The world needs you right now. So if you were looking for some guidance, you could do just that and think, okay, well, how does that apply to me? And, you know, do I need to take the words exactly as they're spoken, or is there an energy within the words that is actually talking to me? So is this the way that you would encourage people to, how would you encourage people to use the book?
Yeah, I think it really depends. If you're new to spirit animals, I would 100% encourage you to open it. I would sit there close with it closed, take 3 deep breaths, and just say, please show me what I need to see today. Please, bring me the animal that's with me today, and open it up and start reading. Because that is probably the area of your life that spirit wants you to work on the most right
Yeah,
in that moment, right? There is something, some glitch going on, some obstacle, something that spirit is seeing, whether you see it or not, that needs to be
okay.
worked on in
Yeah.
that moment, right? And so it tends to help open us up then to those things we're not seeing. We get so singularly focused on different aspects of our lives, right? We might be really focused on our children or our career or our relationship, but there might be something lurking in the background, or somebody looking in the background, or an obstacle that we're avoiding, And so I think it's a great way to communicate with spirit, to say, what spirit animal do I, do I need to work with today? Because they're going to point you to those obstacles that you're probably not aware of. So I do love that. I do love that. Now, some people are on, sort of a spiritual quest, to sort of level up their spirit as much as they can. Right. And so I think those people can definitely flip pages and start saying, okay, how could I complete this challenge? And in that way, embodying a more full-bodied spiritual approach. Does that make sense? Where people
Absolutely.
want to do more than one. I personally like to open it up that day to say, I did it just yesterday and I got Robin,
Oh, did
the
you?
bird Robin. Yeah, just yesterday I said, you know what? What do I need to know? I felt a little off, and I just
Mm,
said, what do I need to know, today? And I opened it up, and it was about, being heard, having your perspective be heard. And I had been avoiding a project for a while. And I said, you know what? Let me sit down for 20 minutes, work on this project, because it felt like it was pointing me back,
yeah.
towards that. It's a conversation, the book is meant to be a conversation between you, between your spirit animals, between, spirit itself, in the oneness that just combines all of us, and to remind us that we are so interlocked, right? And so let the energies of these animals speak to us, guide us, really kind of lean into that and say, when do I need to be more like hippopotamus? When do I need to be more like lioness? When
Mm,
is cricket what needs to happen? When is the field mouse what needs to happen, right? And I think we could really learn so much about ourselves and the world that we live in, when we start not looking so singularly at things, and playing with these different energies and seeing how they interact with us on a daily basis.
Absolutely. And I have to say, I must talk to you about the one that is my most favorite image in the
Okay.
book. I love it.
Oh,
What a cheeky little ostrich is that? I mean, doesn't he make your heart sing? He's just like, oh, you cheeky boy. And it's hilarious because his laughter is what you, sorry, laughter, however you say it, is what you need right now. So do you want to read the challenge out for us, Rich,
yeah.
for
Let
your
me
lovely
find
voice?
ostrich. Here he is. The challenge. Okay, yeah, laughter is what you need right now. The challenge is, have things grown very serious around you? Does the world seem heavy? Can you make a silly face, do a silly dance, or watch a funny show to lighten your energy? Take some time to enjoy your journey. Add some laughter to your day. Smile even if you don't feel like it. You need a shift in your energy now. Start small and watch how big it will grow. Yeah, that's just about an energy shift, a very simple energy shift. But he's there to say, come on, we need to do this. We need to do this right now. And
So did he come to you and say all of these words to you? Or
so
is
he came and said, laughter is what you need right now. Yeah.
right?
So yes, those messages came directly from that specific animal. And then the challenges were a discussion between me and spirit, and what was an appropriate challenge to help people segue into the energy of that message. Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, it's just what is your favorite one? I mean, I'm sure they all are, but you must have
Oh,
one that you just really,
there's a special place in my heart. There's, yeah, so many. I thought I like Moose's message. Now is a time for curiosity. And I like his, I like
oh yeah, yeah,
crying for Moose. But to me, there will always be a special place in my heart for Doe.
yes,
I was having a very difficult time. Oh yeah, yours comes off much better than mine does. You must have a better camera. Yeah. When I was going through a difficult time, Doe came and did a very powerful healing with me. And there will always, always be a special place in my heart for Doe. I had an instance where, when my daughter was very young, she was attacked by a dog, and I'd always been a dog lover. And I couldn't have a dog in my house after that. The trauma of it was too strong for me. Somebody else took care of my dog. It was a big thing. But my daughter had always asked for a dog again. And at some point I just had to realize that I needed to heal from it, so
yeah.
that it didn't go forth in my life anymore. I didn't want my daughter to carry on any burden. It wasn't her fault or anything.
Just
So
a
I
bit.
thought, I need to heal our family unit, but I didn't know how to do that. And
Mm.
so I went into a meditation specifically for spirit animals, and Doe who came. And we did this very powerful healing. And I just felt it was like a weight had been lifted from me. Everything was different. I didn't have that fear response when I was around dogs. My energy, my body's energy rebalanced after Doe worked with me. And I was not having the same issues. And so I said, okay, I'm ready. We can welcome a dog into the home again. And I started praying to St. Francis, who helps with the animals. And I started talking to spirit, and I was very specific about what I was looking for. A dog that's like this or this or this. You get all, your humanness comes out, right? And spirit kept sending me cats. And there's a lot of allergies in my house to cats. And I thought, I can't have a cat. But I think spirit was saying, we have what you need. Just wait, be patient. He's not here yet. But here, pet a cat. I think if he'd sent me any dog, I would have been like, this is the one.
Yeah, because you're a dog lover. Yeah.
Yes, right. And so so my kids would pet the cats and stuff, but we couldn't have a cat in the home. And then one day a friend said, I'm going, to look at this dog. She has a brother. They both need to be adopted. I heard that you're looking for a dog. Would you want to come with? And I said, oh, let's see. I probably scared the bejesus out of my kids, because I was like, we are going to see a dog, but I'm not saying this is the dog we're bringing home. I was very like, kind of trying to take control of the situation, as never works. But at the time I was. And we went to see this dog, and it is the dog we brought home. He's a beautiful addition to our family. And you know what everyone says when they meet my dog for the first time? He looks like a deer. That is what they say. He's like tan, and his back has that white speckling like the baby deer have. And even when he looks up in the window, he's got kind of a longer neck, and people say, man, your dog looks like a deer. And I know it's because deer healed me. Me and Doe worked together and healed. And I know that Doe helped send my dog to me. I know that's why he resembles her. Isn't that crazy though? But it was a powerful moment for me. So Doe will always have that special place in my heart, and that appreciation. I'm so grateful for her to like help heal my family in that way, heal me, heal my daughter in a really deep way that we really needed. And I postponed it for years. I mean, probably 8 years I postponed it, maybe even 10, because I myself couldn't heal it, but Doe could, and Doe saw and came, and what a blessing it was. I'm getting choked up just thinking about it, but what a blessing to have Doe in my life at that time, yes.
Yeah, and I think that some people listening will think, whatever are those two women on about?
Right.
You can imagine that if you don't sort of align yourself with the animal kingdom in this way, and the spiritual element of it, that it would be very confusing. And for me, my lioness I found her in a dream. And for many, I suffered great bereavement, and 3 vital people in my life had died, and my daughter had gone to university, and I was like bereft. And this lioness came to me, and every night when I went to sleep, and because I wasn't sleeping, so she came and literally knocked me out. We would go into dreamland, and I'd walk with her along plains and over rivers. And, I don't know how I managed to not be absolutely exhausted, because I was actually living a life more in my dream world than I was in my home life. I was robotic in my home life. And then sort of over the years since that all happened, which was in the mid-1990s, I then sort of found that whenever I was in need, she would come. And now I think how I use her, that's probably sounds wrong, but how we work together specifically is when I do a particular meditation where I create a big circle of light, and it's like a door. Now this circle can change. It can be angels, it can be trees, it can be just magical elements. I don't know, it can be anything, but it's like a door, and I'm there for a reason. I've got a specific call. And what Ellie, I call her, does is allow certain people through the door that are right to help me with that issue, but other people that you might think are, she just won't let them in. She just hides the door. It's almost like that. I don't think they feel rejected. I think she just doesn't let them see there's a door, if you like. So she's very much this incredibly powerful entity that protects me and only allows. So she's my discerning angel, almost, if you like. So that's who she is. And one day she took me to see the male version, the lion of her. So, and there was because we are yin and yang, we're male and female. And what I had done, which was really interesting, was locked him up in a cage. And I'd not realized that. Does that make sense to you? Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so we I opened the cage door. What the hell are you doing in here, sort of thing. You locked the door, you locked me in. And
Right.
the moment I released some stuff, let's say stuff, because it's easiest to talk about it in a neutral way, I released an awful lot of emotion and pain, and there was loads of forgiveness in there. I had to be forgiven by the lion for locking him up, which was a colossal thing. But animals forgive immediately. If you've got a pet, you know this. I'm a dog lover. I love cats, but I'm a dog lover, and whatever. If it's breathing, then I love it. So simply that. So these animals can show you so very much, can't they? When
They
you
can.
build rapport with them. So I'm really excited this book's arrived before my holiday. I go on holiday soon. So I have my whole collection of books. Well, I know the ones I've written, but Gavin's EFT, Catherine's Elemental Wisdom, which is brilliant. And now I've got your book as well. I am really set. I'm set for the holiday. I'm spending it with my grandchildren and my daughter and my son-in-law as well. And I just want to share these books with them so they can see what their yaya is up to, and I think we need to bring books into our lives, don't we? And the authors, to meet the authors. I never used to meet authors. They were like distant people, whereas now in our world, we meet everyone, really. There's nobody that isn't accessible to us, really, which is even whatever the genre. So, Kristin, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for writing this fabulous book. Next year, we are having a summit. All of the authors are going to run a summit. So I'm really looking forward to your workshop on using the book, which will be really exciting. And I'm looking forward, and I will let you know what comes from it for me, what my spiritual journey is enhanced by your book, because I think feedback's important, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and as I say, I'm absolutely loving the Elemental Wisdom, which is teaching me so very much. So yeah, my meditation, my spiritual journey has been enhanced by this library so far. Is there anything you would like to say before we say goodbye to our lovely people watching?
No, but thank you for having me. Thank you for putting us all on this journey. I agree that library is fabulous. And I have learned so much in such a short amount of time just by reading those. They're slim books, but they're so packed full if
Yeah.
your mind is open to what you're looking for, right? And I think they're good stepping stones. If you really resonate with one, feel
Yes.
free to go down that rabbit hole to the next, right? But yeah, it's a fabulous library. So I just want to say thank you again for putting it together, because it's been an amazing journey just to see all those come to life. It really has.
Absolutely. And the authors are just wonderful. And for some people, it's their first step into the author world. I have to say one thing about your book, which I'm very excited about, and there's a reason for that. And that is that the opposite page is blank. So
Yes.
what I want to do with that opposite page is to use it as a journal. But I also want to sketch the stag,
Oh,
and
yeah.
actually from a spiritual perspective, because I'm going to be doing a 1-year online art school, and I'm really excited about increasing my drawing and painting skills. And so I just thought, this would be really useful to actually sort of look at this, but I'm going to be looking at it upside down and copying it that way. Yeah, but also then to write some interesting experiences and journeys that I've been on with your animals that you have spoken to you. So I'm really
Yeah, tap
excited
into
about
the
this.
energy of each of them. Yeah, that would be interesting. Tap in the energy of them and see what, relationship you have with each of them and see what the communication looks like there. That's a great idea. I hope everybody does that now.
Yeah, well, they are self-help books, aren't they? I mean, this is what they are, to say, okay, I want to get closer to animals. I want to understand their message to the world, to me, and for other people as well.
Yes.
So
And why has my favorite animal been my favorite animal for so long, right? That might help people sort of see that, oh, that is a theme in my life.
yeah,
And I have had this animal as my favorite for so long, or this mural of it behind my kitchen table for 10 years, and I never really realized why I was so drawn to them. But it could help point you to some of those answers and open your spirit up for the next step. So
yeah,
yeah, I hope everybody interacts with it as well
yeah.
as you, as well as I know you will.
And I will share, because I often pop on and do little videos, so I will share, if you know, my lessons through the book. So, Kristin, wonderful to see you. Have a wonderful day. And as I say, this will go live on the, forget the date, to be honest, 10th, 11th, the 12th.
Okay.
Well, so thank you. It's been great to speak to you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I really am grateful for anybody who subscribes, likes, shares, comments. It all helps build the channel, and the whole channel is a heart-centered way of building community. Oh, the lioness is out. Building the tribe, and share this with people that are lonely, and encourage them just to watch all the weird and wonderful and amazing things that we do on this channel with the amazing people that join me. Thank you, and look after yourselves, and thanks once again, Kristin. I'm really grateful. Take care.
Thank you.